my name is Sylvia from Sylvia Ray, and you're watching my channel. Now, art appears to be dead. Lil Nas has been under fire for his new JCHRIST music video. If you know anything about observing art, it requires critical thinking. I've made surface level judgments before without diving deep and really understanding why something is the way it is. And this is because diving deep into the complexity of anything can be a lot of work for people. For example, why someone might behave a certain way, why the sky is blue, why the fire cackles. There are so many variables to take into account when we are making an assumption about anything. And I suppose it's not fair to assume that we need to exercise our minds so deeply every single time we consume the minuscule details of the world around us. It can get exhausting. However, when something presents itself as a complex subject, it's only fair that we try. Now, there are a number of interpretations that you can take away from this video when you are contextualizing it to the world we live in today. But the internet was drowning in Christian wrath when this came out. This is not the first time an artist has posed themselves as Jesus in their art. Kendrick Lamar wore a thorned crown during his performance at the Glastonbury. Also on the cover of his most recent album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. The Baby tied himself to a crucifix in the music video Tough Skin. Kanye West also wore a thorned crown on the cover of Rolling Stone. The man calls himself Jesus. Of course, there was some outrage for these rappers, but for some reason when Lil Nas does it, it shakes the earth that much harder. And why is that? What differentiates him from the others? Thinking about it. I think I've got it. He's gay.
You need to leave!
And that's just not fair at all. Montero is an incredibly talented and intelligent individual. And that's apparent in his previous works. Montero, which tells a story about him reclaiming his sexuality. He's well read because in the same video, there is a Greek inscription on the Tree of Life from Plato's Symposium that reads, "After the division, the two parts of man, each desiring his other half." This alludes to same-sex sexuality. I think we should be giving this man some more credit. When you're just writing off everything he does as a troll, that he's just trying to make people angry and hurt them, you are discrediting everything that he's worked so hard for. Everything he's worked so hard to create. And to be so creative is to be intelligent. I'm not too mad about it though. The beauty of art is not only its form, but its interpretations of it as well. And I honestly think that he doesn't have anything to apologize for. Let's move on. The main thing that has people shook the most, I think, is the imagery of him being crucified. But there are lyrics that correspond to this visual on the cross facing right side up in the video.
Which way that we going? This way.
I assume that it would be a good thing that he's going into the way of Christ. It seems like the context of the whole video, even though it's biblical, it sheds mostly a positive light on the religion that it depicts. Breaking Satan's ankles in the basketball game, the cheerleader dance number after the holier version of him wins. Also, something that I didn't really see people talk about is the Satan shoes that he was sued for that appeared in the video. It has Luke 10:18 printed on them, which, if you don't know that verse, it says, "And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven." Also, he's wearing sheep's fur and eating it the fuck up in heaven like it's the Met Gala. And after all is said and done, he becomes Moses, saving all of the animals on his big boat from the storm that swallowed the earth. The execution of this symbolism is in no doubt bold and fabulous. Also, this symbol that's reoccurring everywhere in this video, I realized that it's also in the Scoop visualizer posted like 2 years ago. Now, I noticed that this symbol was reminiscent of the Aries sign, you know, the ram. And if you know Montero well enough, you know that he was born on April 9th. He's an Aries. I'm not sure what this line is through the bottom. I want to say it's a cross, like an ode to his association with religion. Or maybe he just wanted it to be different. something that was his, you know? It's difficult to assume what the real intention was behind the piece itself.
Hello, everybody. So first of all, when I did the artwork, I knew like there would be some upset people or whatnot, simply because, you know, religion is a very sensitive topic for a lot of people. But I also didn't mean to like mock. This wasn't like a fuck you to you people, fuck you to the Christians. Like, you know, it was not that. It was literally me saying, oh, I'm back like Jesus. Like, that was like the whole thing. And I know, like, given my history with, you know, the Call Me By Your Name video, anything that I do related to religion can be seen as like mockery. That just was not the case with this.
We know that when Industry Baby came out, it was an ode to how he was barred by the industry. He went through that settlement with Nike for selling unauthorized Satan Air Maxes, the ones that we saw in the video. I think they had real drops of human blood in them. He was able to escape jail with what appears to be the Book of Montero. The book features a drawing of him balancing his chakras. And if you don't know, this is a Hindu belief that modern day spiritualists adopted into their lifestyles. I also think that we can agree that he might have had some struggle coming to terms with his sexuality in Christianity. This is apparent in the song Sun Goes Down, where he claims that he's tried to pray that God would take the gay thoughts away from him. In November, he claimed that he entered his Christian era and received criticism for it from other Christian celebrities. And he pushed back, like, no, I'm actually being authentic, bitch. Y'all think I'm a problem no matter what I do because I have fun with everything. And he does. It's like people can't take him seriously. And I can't say that's 100% a wrong assumption. He did conjure up a fake acceptance letter to a Christian university, which I believe is more of a marketing tactic than anything else. There is a lot of elements of the religion that he has fun with in the video. And I can see why people take that as disrespectful. You know, I'm maybe biased because I'm not at all a religious person. But there are a lot of people who are gay and Christian. The two are not mutually exclusive. You can be one and the other. But a lot of Christians would disagree. And that's where the pushback is a little bit. And I think a lot of the misinterpretations come from the flamboyant nature of who he is. Aside from being a gay man, he is also somewhat feminine. When you consider that factor in America today, even the idea of a man dressing as a woman shakes half the population to their boots. So there are more ways that this video is taboo than we realize. I think that Montero Hill is a pretty genuine person when it comes to how he expresses himself and the art itself. I think everything about the video is very him, from the humor down to the imagery and the choreography. In one word, it's all just very epic, and I love that. I find it so admirable that he made this video the way he did. I think it shook shit up exactly the way it was supposed to. When you're somebody that decides to make a change within yourself, there are going to be so many people that are going to weed themselves out. There are going to be people that get upset that they can't keep you in the box that they expected for you to stay in. Just because people have a perception of you doesn't mean that you have to live your life by it. Suicide is the second leading cause of death among young people aged 10 to 14, and the third leading cause of death among 15 to 24-year-olds. Young people who are LGBTQ+ are at a significantly increased risk of that. If you're a Christian person who found this video offensive, I don't think bombarding him with hate is the answer. In fact, I think it's weird, especially if you're someone that preaches love and you see someone trying to accept God into their life in their own way. Why is your first instinct to reject them? I don't know. I'm not a Christian. I can't claim to know everything. I would not knock anyone for choosing Christianity either. I think it's an amazing thing to find a space where you feel loved and accepted, and it makes you a better person. By all means, I believe that you should do what makes you happy. And this is a philosophy that I extend on to Montero. If he really is finding peace in Christianity, then he really is accepting that his sexuality and religion can coexist. I believe it would be a very huge stepping stone to accept religion into his life after being so seemingly unsure about it not too long ago. Montero, I extend my blessings onto you. I don't know you at all, but I support whatever it is that you are trying to do with your art. It's bold, it's funny, and it's fabulous. Thank you so much for watching me. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I want to know what your take is on it. I want to know what different people's perspectives are. It's an open conversation. I'm sick of seeing the wrath online, I guess. Like people condemning him and all this. And it's just not that weird to me. It is bold. I was like, oh my God, like he's doing something. I don't know what this mess is about, saying that it's blasphemous. But it's not up to me how other people choose to interpret art. I'm just sick of hearing the same thing over and over again. And these are just my thoughts. Comment below what you think. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. I hope you have a wonderful morning, day, afternoon, evening, night, whatever. Bye. Bye, bye, bye.
I feel like it was definitely scary once we started to make the song, because no fucking way, Family Guy? Oh my God, this is my favorite episode.
He always fighting this goddamn chicken.